just like any living creature, any living thing, you know, has a cycle, if I can put it, you know, gets born or gets planted if it's a plant, and then stabilizes and you know, gets to have its organs mature, you know, whereby here now it's being fed if it's a human being, or it's being watered if it's a plant or something like that, and therefore grows to fruition, grows to maturity, where then now we have outcomes of it having matured. If it's a plant, we have fruits, we have the shade, we have the scent, you know, and so on. If it's a human being, we see them coming to live to their full potential, and so on. We really need to have the right people at the different stages of this life. You need to have the right parent give birth to you, really, for lack of a better word, or you need to have the right farmer to plant, you know, if it's farming, if it's that crop, then you need to have the right farmer to do the maintenance, the right parent to bring you up, you know, and call out the potential in you, call out the gifts in you, call out the abilities, some of which you may know you have, others not, and so on. And also just be there to celebrate, you know, the smallest of milestones, you know, and so on. And also be there to rejoice in the fruits of the journey. Be there to celebrate in the achievements of the journey, and so on. Now, this really makes me take a minute and ponder, guys, because then that means each one of us is either planting, is either watering, or is either harvesting. Now the question is, who are you of the three options? That's what I would love us to talk today. I would love us to talk about today. So, karibu. Now again, for those who are popping in for the first time, karibu sana. Karibu means welcome in my Swahili language, and it's good to tag along with you. So just join the band and let's keep growing in this area of disabilities, and just keep enabling us and every network around us walk in information. And for you who is my returning subscriber, asante sana. Let's keep doing this, keep coming back, keep commenting, keep watching, keep liking, but more than anything else, keep walking in this information. It makes my heart so glad every time I get to know that this information has been helpful to someone, to a teacher, to a babysitter, to a parent, to a neighbor, and so on. And really, guys, this really cuts across whether or not you have a disability that I can see with my eyes, or you need to tell me about, and so on. Working in information in regard to the world of those living with disabilities is a needed information for everybody, including you. Now, specifically now for human beings in this case, guys, whether you are a neighbor, a colleague, a friend, a churchmate, you know, a potential suitor, you know, and so on, whoever you are in the different spaces that we find ourselves, you are either planting something in my life or in the lives of those you come to interact with. You are either watering a life that has been planted by someone, or you're actually enjoying the harvests of the things that were once planted and watered. Now, planting here really is very relative. For our lives as guardians, as parents, as neighbors, as teachers, as tutors, as ambassadors of good information such as this about disabilities. Planting information, planting good things really is very wide. You know, say for example, when I know that something is important, when I don't only keep it to myself, say even if it's just information, when I'm able to share it when I'm able to practice it, you know, when I'm able to put it to action, I'm actually planting. I'm putting it out for it to grow. Now, I'll take an example of the world of those living with disabilities, guys. And that's why I cannot emphasize enough. This is a class that all of us need to join. You do not need to have an index number. You do not need a desk, you know, your kitchen table, your living room, your car, your wherever you are is your class. Once you have your gadget, once you have your bundles and so on, you qualify to sit in this class really and get a chance to learn this, so that then it is planted in you. And then what you do with it now is what is going to be more planting in other people that you will come across. And just the emphasis you will put on it is now going to be the watering. Now, sometimes just like any other person, a farmer, you know, an animal farmer, a crop farmer, and so on. Again, we don't only plant good plants, we don't only instill good things, good behaviors, we don't only instill virtues. People plant both good and bad plants, both good and bad behaviors, really, both virtues and vices. Now the choice here becomes for you. What are you going to choose? What are you going to allow planted in you? Some people are just almost automatically negative. Such a person, how do you tell me that person will plant a positive thing in me? How do you tell me a negative person will speak positivity in me, will speak hope, will call out my abilities, will call out my strengths, if this person is already very negative, toxic, just discouraged and so on? So you realize, actually, guys, it's easy for us to plant, it's easy for us to spread what we live, what we are practicing. So guys, and this, whether or not you have a disability, just be quick to plant positivity, be quick to call out, to instill positive vibes, and then also be quick to water it, you know, be quick to continue speaking life in it and so on. Because guys, like they say, by the way, oh gosh, you might find a good plantation, a good farm that has been planted. You might find a good kid that has been raised well by parents and relatives around them and so on, and it can just take a wrong teacher, you know, to call out bad things in this kid. And because our teachers spend really basically the whole day with our kids, it's very easy for the kids to actually believe what the teachers tell them. So the question here is, you who is a teacher, you who is a caregiver in that nursery school, in that kindergarten, in that daycare, or in that space that you are, what planting are you doing? And most especially, what are you watering? What are you watering? And since you have the chance to do it every day, on weekdays especially, are you actually watering what has been planted, what has been called out, or are you starving it to die? Because honestly, especially these two, the right planting, the right instilling of good character, of calling out the abilities that Naomi might know she has or doesn't, and then now really standing with her in whatever way she needs, whether or not she has a disability, is really going to determine then what gets harvested at the end of the day. You know, Naomi, for all we know, Naomi might be working with a big talent in her, but just say, for example, if she happens to be living with a disability, that is enough a cloud to cover every other positive thing Naomi might think can come out of her, because she's thinking she's not good enough for this. Now, it takes a good person to call that out, number one. Number two, to water it. And you see, guys, it doesn't have to take a stranger. It doesn't have to take someone from Russia, wherever, Mongolia, to actually water the talent down. It just takes a family member. It just takes a neighbor. It just takes a colleague, former or current, to either keep watering that which you have, or actually water it down or kill it? So how I just pray that you will take a moment to ask yourself this question. By the way, in these three, who are you? In the whatever space you are. Are you a planter? Are you the one who calls out things? Are you the one who calls out abilities and talents and hope and the future, and the strength in people? Are you the one who waters the strengths and the abilities you've seen in people, by cheering them on, by encouraging them, by telling them you can try again, by actually introducing them to networks, by, putting them out there on the different platforms you think might be good for them? Or are you the one just waiting to do the harvest where you did not plant? Are you the one actually just waiting, probably at the end of it, to see them fall so that you go like, but I knew they won't go far. I knew they were not meant. Nilijua hiyo hataenda mbali. It was just a matter of time, and be ready really to clap when I have fallen down? Or are you ready to actually be celebrating me with whatever small achievement I will have made? In this 2023, how about we endeavor to be the planters of good vibes, to be the planters, or to be the, the instillers of hope, of cheer, of good cheer, of, calling out the things that we may think we have, the abilities, the strengths we may either know we have or maybe not. And at the same time also be there to water us, to water them up, to keep challenging us, to keep encouraging, to keep checking on us, and so on, so that then when it's come to fruition, when it's come to maturity, you will be part of the success story. And you know what do you know what makes a good conversation even better? It's not the fact that it was smooth. It's the fact that you're looking back and you're thinking, damn, that was quite a fall. But you know what? I was able to get up. I was able to dust myself and move on. And you know what? I'm so glad I had you, because you helped. I had you nearby. I had you in my network because you helped me dust myself up. You cheered me up. You actually literally lifted me up when I was down or at my lowest, and so on. When we are part of such a conversation, that's what brings the juice. That's what brings the flesh, in the success story. So guys, how about you actually be very intentional in making sure that you want to be part of this good story of planting, watering, and eventually harvesting. I really just thought I needed to throw this in, and I hope it helps you somewhere to just take a moment and really revise your intentions, revise your ways of how you are being felt in the space that you are. Are people pleased to have you around? Or do people literally want to avoid you because everything you say just emits negativity? Are people pleased to have you in the baby showers, in the bridal showers, in any celebration that comes, because they know, once Naomi's there, I know we are going to have a good laugh, we are going to be encouraged, we are going to, look forward to a good story, to a good cheer, and so on. Or you want Christine to be part of this. In fact, I'm not coming because I don't want to go home sad. I don't want to go home discouraged. I don't want to go home nimechongolewa. I already know I'm struggling in this area. I do not need to be reminded. So if Christine is coming for that event, then count me out. If Julius is going to be coming for this particular event, in fact, you know what? It's an affirmative no, I'm not showing up. Who are you? Let's ask ourselves this question, guys. And like we keep saying, you know what? We keep learning. You actually might be the person who is starving the talented, who is watering down the things that need to be watered so that they grow, and maybe you do not know. How about you have a meeting with yourself now, jiulize, jamani, every time niko na a chance to interact with any person I'm interacting, mimi huwa ni mtu wa baraka ama ni mimi ndio huwa naleta vikwazo? Mimi ndio huwa ni mtu nafanya mtu anasikia kuwa nyumbani, huwa anasikia kuwa amefurahi penye yuko, ama ni mimi ninakwaza watu? So that then if the answer is labda huwa unakwaza watu knowingly or not, take time and revise your ways. Take time and revise your interaction with people. Trust you me, there's no one who is perfect, but the good news here is we can always learn. We can always learn a new habit. We can always drop bad habits. So yeah, there is hope, guys. So yeah, thanks for your time. I will see you in my next episode where we will get to challenge ourselves about something else. But in the meantime, please remember to like, share, and hit the subscribe button if you're my first timer. And for you who is my returning subscriber, asante sana. Let's keep doing this. And keep watering. Keep watering any ability that comes your way, either for anyone who is living with a disability or not. Keep being the reason they feel better than they did yesterday. Keep being a reason they're looking forward to tomorrow, because they know somebody is going to call my ability out, someone is going to cheer me on, someone is going to celebrate me with my whatever amount of milestone or achievement I make. And let's be intentional with being good people. It works. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye for now.